Okay, coming to the definition of debt again, I think based on the definition of debt from fiqh point of view, it seems that there is a relationship between debt and religion, as defined by some classical scholar. So, is there any?
Yeah, actually, David Graeber, who wrote the excellent book "Debt: The First 5,000 Years," he points out that this relationship was not simply one recognized in Islam, but lots of religions have this concept because human beings owe a debt to their creator. And Muhammad Naqib al-Attas, hafidhahullah, he pointed out that deen, the Arabic word for religion, it's the same root as the word for debt. So there's a sense of religion being based on the recognition that human beings are in debt to their creator. So living by his prescription is a recognition of that relationship. We're in debt to our creator.
Okay, coming from that perspective, so meaning that the debt is something that is very important in human life. So, and it has also correlation with the religion also from religious perspective. And if we look at it from that perspective, what will be the role that a debt play in the rise of civilization?
Well, this is another point that Graeber made in his book, and that Al-Attas made in his book on the introduction to Islamic metaphysics. So what Al-Attas said is that you have a relationship between the word Dain and the word Medina. We've already mentioned the relationship between Dain and Deen. There's also the relationship between Dain and Medina, and the relationship between Dain and Dayan. So Allah is a Dayan. He's the judge. When you have debts, these inevitably lead to disputes. So you need someone to settle these disputes. And so the ultimate date for settling disputes will be the Day of Judgment. And Allah is the judge that will settle all of these things. So both the debts that people owe to one another and the debt that every individual owes to his creator, all of that will be settled on the Day of Judgment. So this idea of civilization being based on cities, and that cities somehow involve relationships that inevitably involve debt. So Graeber, he makes a point to refute Adam Smith. And this is something that we keep hearing, like the fairy tale about economics. First, there was barter. And then people figured out, wait, barter is not very efficient. Let's have money. So Graeber went deep into studying the earliest civilization that has a writing system, which is Sumer in Mesopotamia. And so the earliest form of money in recorded history are IOUs baked in clay. So cuneiform, they would write these little debt contracts, pay the bearer 200 whatever of grain. So the person who received this could then use it to pay for stuff that they needed, and whoever had it when the debt came due could turn it in and get that grain. So these kinds of debt certificates served as money long before there were ever coins, like well over 1,000 years before there were such a thing as minted coins. So the relationships of interlocking rights and obligations that you see in civilization, these are just inextricable from the whole concept of debt. Don't forget to keep watching. We'll have more installments from this series, Inside Islamic Finance, posted from time to time on the iFikr website.